My name is Mark Fratto, and I'm the voice of the Washington Commanders at FedEx Field. You're listening to the Command This podcast with Steve, Dev, and Phil.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls all around the world. It is March 7th.
Been around the world,
I can't wait for the draft to start.
I thought she was black when it came out.
I was doing the Biggie and Mason Puppy.
I was talking about the Lisa Stansfield song.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Black people were so quick to claim her. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Why?
I thought she was black.
Hey, y'all thought Bobby Caldwell was black too.
Hey, I thought the guy saying, "Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down." But I do tell you, there's a song by Peter Gabriel. I didn't know it was Peter Gabriel. I thought it was a black guy that sang it with Peter Gabriel.
Which song was that? I'm a Peter Gabriel fan.
I'm gonna tell you the name of it because I just listened to the other. Oh no, I'm sorry, not Peter Gabriel. Robert Palmer. I didn't mean to turn you on.
Oh yeah,
girl. I didn't mean to turn you on.
I thought it was like a black dude. You know who else I thought was Michael McDonald? I never heard of him.
Michael McDonald is the white James Brown. You can't understand a fucking word that dude says an entire song. He said, you call my name, whispering in.
He's got that.
What the fuck? What the fuck did he say? Ain't nothing like the real thing, baby. And then all you got is like.
Yo, I gotta give you that. You nailed that one.
Yeah, you're not. You think this is funny, but I used to work at Circuit City, and we also had Michael McDonald playing on the fucking TVs in the background, like in 40-Year-Old Virgin. We had Michael McDonald playing "Yamo Be There" at Circuit City on the TV. Yeah.
I don't know what he's saying. Please, won't you please come in? I don't know what the fuck he's saying the whole song, man.
He just got so much soul to put out
there.
Man,
I mean, he was with the Doobie Brothers. Brothers. It's out there, dog.
He's got it. Hey, we got a couple people in the chat already. Thank you for joining us.
If we had a racial draft, I would draft Michael McDonald.
You get Mike McDonald? All right, that's cool. We got. I see Steve Chen's inner macho man. That's Ricardo Reynolds. Hey, Ricardo, hit that streamer link at the top, bro. For some reason, I think it must have lost.
Y'all need to hit that streamer.
Lost that. Watching the podcast with the macho.
Oh yeah. Tia Holloway, same to you. What's up, Tia? Say hey, fellas. How about them Commanders? Hit that link at the top so we can see your name and give you the credit that you deserve. Hey, Star Payne says, Dev. Also, hit that link at the top so we can see your name. Sing again.
I got one for you. Can't forget we're not in love anymore. All I really you smile. Makes me hold on.
Dev singing Mike McDonald's.
I don't know what the fuck he's saying in any of them songs. Where you to go?
He's got it, man. I don't know what it is, but
can't forget not in love anymore. I know the ad libs too, nigga. I know the ad lib. The whole damn song's an ad lib. I like playing that in the car with my kids. They're like, regulator. Like, no, that's not, motherfucker. It's not regulator.
This came before.
It came before regulator, bro.
This is before. Yes, Ricardo.
Mike McDonald definitely is an honor.
Yeah.
We have to nominate one Nonky a month. That's what we're gonna call it. The Nonky. We didn't have the Nonky Awards to add to the.
Does Drake May get it?
Drake May might get the Nonky Awards for the rap.
Fake Mayo.
Did you see the rap he did? Did I seen y'all that?
Damn, that's not him.
Dude who
That's
looks
fake.
like him.
Nah.
Dude, it's an English dude. He's British.
I thought it was him.
I know it's a British
He looks
dude,
just like him.
British dude doing like drill time.
Oh, I got to see this. Hey.
I can see at first, but when you actually listen to it, you can see, you can hear the
Cole Beasley right now is the undisputed greatest white athletic rapper that's lived so far. Cole Beasley, bro.
Should we play that stupid video?
Phil, you need to have your you need to get your mixtape out, dog. What you gonna call it? What would be your rap name, Phil? We used to spit bars.
I've gone by so many handles over the years. Yo, there was Philio, there was Ill Phil, there was Atlas. I mean, I've had so many of them.
All right, real quick, just because Dev really honestly thought this was Drake May.
Yeah, I don't know what he looks like.
He's tall and white.
Without a helmet on. Yeah, it narrows it down.
These ups getting talked a lot. All these boys don't got out when they know I don't talk a lot. And I'm showing the end is life. When he open the door, he get met with a couple pipes. And I shot for a couple nights. You go rocking the sound, but go talk me.
How can you not hear that English accent?
I didn't know it was. I couldn't. I don't even know what Michael McDonald's saying, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no one knows what Michael McDonald. James Brown be up there, hit it, and the dude he's like, yeah, hit me. You know he really means it because he be laughing after he says it. Hey, get me hit, yeah, like what the fuck this nigga just say? Can you imagine working the drive-through and that motherfucker drive through like, hey, I help you at McDonald's. Welcome to McDonald's. How can I help you? Like, yeah, fry, super size it. Like what?
Yes.
What the?
Yes.
Hit me.
I love it. I love it when Deb comes in hot. Best,
ladies and gentlemen, it starts to show off. Spectacular. Got another Facebook user saying, "Hey guys, how you doing?"
Alan Hester.
Mr. Hester, hit that link at the top so we can see who you are and where you come from. Good sir. Deuce a Red Zone in the lab. Make sure y'all go check out Red Zone in the lab. So Dev still believes it's him after being told over.
Hey, I also don't believe our flag is on the moon.
And
I don't believe our flag is on the moon. I don't believe JFK was shot from the front. Or from the back, rather.
For the back?
Yeah.
For the back.
I don't believe a lot of things, man.
What's going on, Marcus? Thank you for tuning in. Sports View 2 on Facebook. Go check it out.
And Tupac's dead.
He probably is. Joseph Howell Jr., what's up? Joining us from the Facebook says, is the sky blue hoodie that fooled him? That's right. Another Facebook user checking in saying hi.
That's Carrie Livering.
Hey, what's up, Carrie? Hit that StreamYard link at the top of this post so we can see your name and give you credit to say hello. How are you? Notorious Phil McDonald is really black. There you go.
Yeah, y'all give Phil some rap names down there, man.
I told you, I already got a million of them.
We cannot forget the wrestling name too.
I'm not using that one as a rap name. That's a terrible MC.
Trent Phoenix. That's a
terrible MC.
Fantastic wrestling name, dude. Fantastic wrestling name.
How about MC Blizzard?
MC Blizzard. MC Blizzard.
I'm asking Chad.
I'm not putting MC nothing in my name.
Just asking for trouble.
What are right now the best white rapper names though? Will Eminem be it?
I mean
it's got multiple levels to it.
I like Action Bronson, bro. I've always liked that.
Action Bronson's a really good one. Yeah. Although it's funny, when I heard Action Bronson the first time, I was like, all right, cool. And then I'm like, this dude's white.
Yeah, he sounds like Raekwon. Too much for me, man.
He sounds like Ghostface.
Ice Cream Man.
Yeah, Ghostface. My bad.
I got the higher pitch.
Yeah.
But starting off the show today, we are going to talk about, this is episode 257 for your boys, 257th episode of Command This. So thank you for those who've been with us along this whole journey as we continue moving into the 2024 season. Make it Ertz so good. Come on, baby. Make it Ertz so good. Dev, you know the reference? Sometimes love don't feel like it should.
Yeah, man.
Ertz so good.
What's that one song with
Bryan Adams?
Bryan Adams.
John
Mellencamp. John Cougar Mellencamp. Phil for
the Cougar. John Cougar Mellencamp.
Phil for the victory on that one. There we go.
Growing up, here's a story about Jack and Diane.
Oh, yes. What?
Yeah. You thought black people didn't know them shits, did you? Black people know John Cougar Mellencamp, bro.
The best John Cougar Mellencamp song that I can remember was Back When a Horse Was a Horse and Groovin' Was Groovin'. Club, Cherry Bomb, Our Hearts.
Cherry Bomb.
I forget the name of that song.
That club exists in Ohio too, bro.
Did it?
Yeah, it does. You can go there now.
My favorite's Authority song.
Yeah.
Authority song is pretty dope.
Yes. All right. So for those who don't know, we have now received, signed, whatever you want to call it, a new tight end. So we said goodbye to the one, the only, the great Logan Thomas, who, full transparency, was my favorite player. Even when we were talking about picking him up, I want to say was it the offseason of 2019 we picked him up? I can't remember. We picked him up going after the 19 season, going into the COVID season.
COVID off-season sign.
Yeah. And I was all over him. I loved him. Yes, it was Virginia Tech bias, but he's a converted quarterback. He's in his 30s. He had some injuries, and I think he was due like almost $9 million. So you had to say goodbye to Logan Thomas at that point, and all of a sudden, right out the gate, no one expected this. Zach Ertz was signed to a contract here, the Washington Commanders. So Zach Ertz has had a great history. He's hurt us many a times as the tight end in Philadelphia, if you guys remember. But go ahead, Dev. You gonna say something?
This reminds me of a song by Michael McDonald. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm gonna be there.
No. Actually, for you, it's a sad song for Steve. On my own, once again. Hey, I always thought Paying the Bill was pretty hot, man. So many promises.
Yes.
I don't know what he's saying.
So we signed Zach Ertz to a 1-year, $5 million deal. So just going off the jump, how do y'all feel? And y'all in the chat, let us know. What do y'all feel about the Zach Ertz signing? So right now our tight ends are Zach Ertz, John Bates, Cole Turner, and Amari Rodgers, who are those on the roster. So Phil, I'll start with you. What is the vibe on the Zach Ertz signing?
Well, it depends on who you talk to. Bunch of people are like, okay, it's a 1-year deal. It's $5 million for a guy who's a 3-time Pro Bowler. It's chump change, right? And people are like, okay, he knows Cliff Kingsbury's system. He's the kind of guy that could be a good safety valve for a young quarterback. Yada yada yada. That's part of the fan base. And then the other part of the fan base, while I try to get back in focus, is saying, oh my God, we signed an old guy. And then they'll say it as if it's a plural. And they'll go, we signed this old guy. Oh my God, Josh Harris, Dan Snyder 2.0. Blah, 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 blah. Terrible. This is awful. Why would you do this? Blah, 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 blah.
Everybody hoopla.
Everybody hoopla. Somebody get his ass another steroid.
T-shirt saying, Lionel, I don't fit you. Dev Tia said, I want whatever you are on tonight.
Hey, man, it is called...
Where'd you find this?
I'm in love with Mary Jane. Michael McDonald don't sing no songs about Mary Jane, though, even though he wasn't in the Doobie Brothers.
Dev put down Cunning Linguist is a good rap name for Phil. There was an underground group in the late 90s, early 2000s called Cunning Linguist.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said that.
Nah, you can't
see the run on Cunning Linguists. Get it? Very good.
Oh, if we're talking about porn names, I got those in spades. My favorite one, by the way, is Squirt Reynolds. That's my favorite. I use that on Snapchat if people want to follow me.
There you go. Marcus says he loves the signing of Zach Ertz. He can help teach the offense to the team. There you go. Put up some good numbers with
Yeah, I like Zach Ertz, man.
Just so you know, Dev, if I'm doing adult movies, they call me Rex Man and the Sex Cannon.
Let her rip.
I would think what's eating Gilbert's taint?
Let her rip.
Yeah. Schindler's Fist. I think that'd be a cool name.
Man, Dev. Right on cue.
This is not getting monetized, I don't think.
Yeah, no. As we normally
since it is not, I would like to take this time to say shit, fuck, ass, bitch, cunt, skibbity doo wop.
Cock balls, big titties. Okay. Real quick, here's the list. Zach Ertz's stats. He played. Let's see. He had 8 years in Philadelphia, where he hurt us many a time. He eclipsed 1,000 yards only once, but he had a 916-yard season. 2018, he had 1,163 yards. 2019. 916 yards, and he started battling some injuries, and then he was traded in 2021 to the Arizona Cardinals, where Cliff Kingsbury was the head coach. Kyler Murray was there. His first year he put up that season 763 yards, and then the second year with Arizona 574 yards, 3 touchdowns, but it was traded. He continued the 2022 season, 47 receptions, 406 yards last year in his 33-year-old season. 27 receptions, 187 yards, only played 7 games. So it looks like there's been some health concerns the last couple years with Zach Ertz. But, with that being said, Dev, how do you feel about the signing of Zach Ertz?
I like it. Sure-handed receiver, has made some big plays in his life. Still seems to be a weapon around the goal line, as we saw with the Cardinals, I think, when he played for them briefly.
Yeah.
A guy who knows the assistant coach, Kingsbury from Arizona.
Offensive coordinator.
Right. Also, even though Kingsbury has said he's not going to use the air raid, but he still is familiar with his philosophies and maybe some other stuff, routes, schemes. So it's good to have that in, man. I think it's a good pickup. He's our best tight end we've probably had since Cooley. And it's probably better than Cooley, to keep it real, if we're being real honest about the situation. But
Cooley did a lot, man. I don't want to get in that argument, but Chris McDaniel said Sam's going to love having a guy like that to check down too. Look at that little plug for Sam Howell. Todd Samuel says we got to talk about Ron Rivera praising Jaden Daniels in due time, sir. We will get to that one.
Todd,
I know you want to Jaden Daniels this, but that's not how this goes. All right. Yeah. This is not the Jaden Daniels podcast. So
hey, Todd, you coming on the podcast on draft night. Don't be fucking around.
That's right. We will make sure he's not a unicorn. Joseph Howell says Zach Ertz signed to a 1-year deal. That's what we're crying about. And I'm all for it too. Like Phil and Dev said, you got a veteran who knows the offense. I'm sure even if it's not the same offense, I guarantee the concepts are probably going to be the same. The numbering of the receivers, the route tree is probably going to be the same. So why not have a guy like that? And we've said this before on the show many a time. What's one of the best friends a young quarterback can have on offense? A freaking tight end who can get open and make plays for him. So I think it's going to be it's a good signing. Although I was hoping we could get someone like Jonnu Smith. But we're going to talk about the best available free agent tight ends and other positions here later in the show.
Look at it this way: we could get another one. And Zach Ertz could be your tight end too. Hell, we may finally see a 2 tight end set.
We still got Cole. We still got Cole. What's the name? Don't we?
We have Cole Turner, who never really saw the field.
We got Armani Rogers.
Yeah,
Bates still there.
I mean,
Bates still there.
We'll talk about this now. We're talking tight ends.
I forgot about Amari Rogers. That motherfucker, he probably would have started last year.
No, we don't need Amari Rogers, man.
Shit, I love Amari
Rogers. Listen to the name of free agents. We'll just skip this when we talk about this in the future. Hunter Henry, Gerald Everett, Noah Fant, who I want. I want Noah Fant.
For what he's done nothing.
Mike Gesicki, Kobe Parkinson, Adam Troutman, Farrell Brown, Drew Sample, and Austin Hooper. Those are the top tight end free agents available.
I'm going with Amari Rogers, son.
Amari Rogers, quarterback, another quarterback turned tight end.
Why pick another guy
why pick a guy who's done nothing in 3 years?
Why pick a starter? Why put a starter? Why get a guy who's a starting tight end, pay a guy a starting salary to be a backup tight end?
I don't think we need another free agent. Honestly, I just hope we draft one of the young guys like Cole and Amari Rogers. Maybe it's a flawed concept because they never played, but the crop of tight ends coming out of the draft this year are phenomenal. Jaheim Bell, you got a lot of good people. Badass Lord Tipsy, what's up, bro? Thank you for tuning in. We haven't seen you in a hot minute, good sir. So welcome back. Good to see you.
I'll tell you this is one time where the tight ends are probably at the deepest in the draft. Like you can get a starting tight end in the 4th round, 5th round.
Yes, sir.
In this draft.
Absolutely. Get the bell for that one. Phil. Call. Chris Reed from Facebook. Chris says, "I love we haven't had experience in playoff experienced players of his capabilities in a long time. The way ESPN and something talks, we're going to be
FS1
division. Oh, FS1. You know what? It's better. I'm not worried about it. Let us be the talk of being bad, and the expectations are low. When you have the highest expectations, it's always so much pressure to live up to, and it's tough. It's tough. We don't know what happened to Cole Turner. He fell out of favor. He got some injuries last year, and then I don't know. Ever since Taylor Heineke threw a ball over the middle and got him concussed, he has never been the same. You remember that, Phil?
Ever since Taylor Heineke led to Cole Turner getting hurt, he hadn't been the same guy since.
Never. That was like late
2022.
Yeah, man. I remember that. He because he was having a little nice game. And
why do I think he was a rookie last year? Am I true?
No. 2022 he was. The Carson Taylor split. Ron Rivera, I didn't know we could make the playoffs year. That was his rookie year. So, yes. Chris McDaniel says Parkinson is legit. He's definitely worth a shot. Yeah. But I think we're happy. We have a veteran tight end, so at least that's done. Nothing else to worry about.
Marcus Edelin already reading my mind right there. Oh, wait.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Phil. Sorry.
There you go.
Yep. I'm starting to love Theo Johnson, tight end from Penn State. Penn State has a couple good little gems in this draft.
Penn State is going to low-key put out some real talent in this draft.
Low-key. But, I mean, Chop, right? He's a Penn
State
guy? Fashanu.
And then you got Isaac. He's the other edge rusher coming off Penn State. He's probably going to go in the 2nd round. So, yeah, Penn State's going to have a low-key great draft, which is nice. As a Penn State fan, it's nice to see. You wish that Coach Franklin could have ever translated on the field. But, hey, I know Todd Samuel knows what it's like to have a stacked roster and not win shit.
Oh, you must be talking about what's his name?
Talking about LSU, it's kind of the same thing. I understand how he feels. I understand.
So let's look into the next topic. We hired a new senior director of player health and performance. I will hold reservations on the looks because I'll let you guys make your own judgment. But when you see him, the first thing you think of is goo. Yeah, he looks kind of like a psychopath. I'm not gonna lie. But
if you're no.
He looks
I want my weight room guy looking nuts.
He
doesn't look like he hits weights, but he looks like he'll hit you if you don't hit the weights, and I'll take that.
He looks like he's pussy from the back.
Buries that nose.
So yesterday they announced Tim McGrath is our senior director of player health and performance. He's going to oversee the training room, which had already gotten good reviews from the players. It's already a lot of that staff has been held over through multiple regimes. Correct me if I'm wrong, Phil. I think that strength team has lasted multiple coaching regimes. He has a extensive background in clinical practice, rehab and performance and programming, and implementation in professional sports. 20 years of sports experience and 22 years of clinical experience. So it looks like he's bringing a little bit of medical background to the team. I don't know if
he looks like both the pedophile and the molester. That's like an impossible combination.
So I didn't know this, but he was already a consultant towards the end of last season. So the Peters crew already had their eye on this guy and brought him in as a consultant towards the end of last season. So we kind of talked about this before. Remember how we thought they were making some moves and might, been prepping themselves for the 2024 season. It looks like this role right here was one of those specific roles that they might have been doing that for. But he
looks like the Count.
The Count, like Count.
1, ha ha. 2, ha ha. You can't tell me Sesame Street that wasn't a pimp.
One rep.
You could not tell me that wasn't a pimp, man. They had like a dude with depression walking around, snuffleupagus. They had a dude living in a garbage can, bro.
Yeah.
They had 2 gay dudes way before it was popular to do that. Bert and Ernie. Can't tell me they weren't gay. They shared toothbrushes, bro.
Leave them boys alone, man. Let them be. McGrath has been part of NFL, NBA, NHL, English Premier League, Major League Rugby, Australian Football League, National Rugby League, English Premiership Rugby, Super Rugby. He's been all over the world. It's luckily a lot of time in the soccer and rugby leagues. But the last job he had, he was the clinical lead for the Cronulla Sharks of the National Rugby League.
That's
the
right.
title of Physiotherapy and Medical Services Coordinator. So I think he's bringing an extensive wealth of experience, especially dealing with them rugby dudes who are always getting the shit beat out of him.
He's overqualified for the position.
He's overqualified, you think so?
For sure. He seems like a gem. Like, that's a good find.
Tia says he looks like Jim Carrey on Uppers.
I said he looked like the victim and the pedophile both. Like, it's like a unique combination. How did you pull that off? Never know.
Yeah,
See,
I gotcha.
You know, he's seen something.
He fucks himself.
But good hire. I think we're happy to see them.
In all seriousness,
he looks like one of the guys.
Looking at his resume, he is a good hire. And like I said, that picture is great because it's like I want anybody who deals with strength and conditioning. I need you to be nuts, right? I need you to be just a little off.
Psycho.
Just a little psycho because, just
a little bit.
Yeah.
He looks like he works in the basement of that weird pawn shop on Pulp Fiction.
You think so?
Are you saying our new strength and conditioning guy is the Gimp?
Yes.
Not a Gimp with the other guy.
Not a Gimp. I don't know, Dev. I don't know. All right, next topic here. That was the Tim McGrath hire. So Chris Sims quarterback rankings. I don't know how everyone else feels about Chris Sims. I think we all have mixed opinions. He's done us well over the years. He's also trashed us over the years. He was very high on Quan Martin, if you remember what he was talking about. Quan Martin in the draft. What he does every year is he kicks out a top. He ranks all the quarterback prospects, and of course he did it. He did it again this year with the guys that are on the list. And I figured we just talk about it. Have some discussion, see what y'all say. What do you think? Todd already says Chris Sims is a genius, of course, because he probably agrees with your opinion, my good friend. But with that being said, here's the list of the top quarterback prospects that he kicked out for the year. Starting off number 1, tier 1, a class of his own is Caleb Williams. So Chris Sims says Caleb Williams is in a class of his own. There's no one with him. Tier 2, number 1 in other years is Jaden Daniels, also by himself. Tier 3, franchise starting quarterbacks. His third-ranked quarterback is Bo Nix. Fourth-ranked quarterback, Michael Penix Jr. Number 5, J.J. McCarthy. And number 4, tier 4, talented project is the number 6, Drake May. So, Dev, let's start with you. What do you think? In chat, let us know about this list. How do you feel about Chris Sims? He's also an analyst with Mike Florio, that doucher on Pro Football Talk. They're partners on a show of his. But what do you think, Dev, about this list? Do you agree with it? Would you change some stuff around? In the chat, let us know.
You ask me?
Yeah, you go ahead first.
Cut out. I think Drake May should probably be third on the list. No further than fourth. If you're just looking at perspectives. So that's the only thing I disagree with. I think he's right about probably Caleb. I think Jaden Daniels, again, most years, he would probably be number 1. I will agree, probably Bo Nix, Penix, and McCarthy are in a group to themselves. But I think Drake May I think his talent puts him along with his physical abilities, puts him at least third. That's what I think. Now, I if you're asking me who I think is probably more pro ready, maybe you would go Caleb and Penix, in those areas over May. But I don't think if you're a total prospect level player, I wouldn't pick May 6th. I think that's weird. AKA D Measy, or what they call him.
D Draco May.
Yeah, Draco May.
Draco May. Marcus says Chris Sims was also high on Zach Wilson. Yes, Chris Sims has a losing record as well. Just to throw that out there for you guys.
Man, everyone would pick Zach Williams number 1 though.
Ranking QBs and as a QB himself.
Man, Zach Wilson would have
His
been number one on
father is the
everybody's
most
list.
overrated quarterback in the history of football, too, by the way.
Zach Wilson, by the way, would have been number one on everybody's list that year. So stop. I'm not going to give him that. He
wasn't mine.
Who came out that year? Him and who else?
Trevor Lawrence,
right?
Justin Fields.
No, really? Hold on. My bad. Trevor Lawrence would have been number one, but
Trevor Lawrence was number one.
Yeah, but I would have.
Zach Wilson went 2.
I was high on Zach Wilson though, bro. In college, coming out of college.
Phil, we got another Facebook user. I'm not sure who this
that is. Abdul Salam.
Abdul Salam. Hit that StreamYard link at the top of this Facebook post.
Salam.
And so we can get permission to see your name here on the screen and give you credit. Says JD, great pick for us. Todd says Drake May at the bottom is perfect. He needs to work on his accuracy and footwork. That's no secret. That's why people think that, his project.
I think that's most rookie quarterbacks don't get enough of that work.
Drake May should sit for 2 years if you have the luxury.
I
would say max 1 if you got on the first, get in the first round, get that 5th year option.
I don't want to say nobody would pick number 1 or 2.
Yeah, you want them to. You don't want to pick him number 2 to have him sit.
Right, at all.
Yeah. Marcus says Caleb is the best quarterback in the draft, but J.J. McCarthy and Penix is my sleeper in the draft. Chris says Caleb's going to be one of those guys that we better off sitting for a year and learning the system before he takes over as starter. He'll need to go to a team that has a bridge quarterback. Caleb Williams? No way.
So why would Caleb Williams be that guy? But
I think all the
some of these other guys aren't.
I think everyone would be better instead of years.
I agree with Deb. All quarterbacks would probably be better off sitting for a year.
I'd fire everybody in the front office if you drafted the quarterback number 1 instead of him.
Now,
I'd fire everybody.
Can I counter this? Because then there's this little bit of news. Let me share my screen. If I could ever learn how to navigate quickly.
I got your picture hanging on the wall, but you can't.
I also have the last couple of years of Chris Sims' failures that we can show next as well.
So this rumor came out from the QB report that the Washington Commanders, and I saw this on multiple spots, by the way, and this is via Mike Sando of The Athletic, that the Washington Commanders are, quote, very into Drake May. Despite 5 of 6 league executives pegging Daniels for the number 2 spot, apparently Adam Peters is more of a believer in Drake May. And I've seen this in multiple reports. Now it might be smoke screen and all that.
I hope it is.
But we shall see.
Abdul Salam says, this is our year. We're going to show everyone. Respectfully, Abdul, I highly disagree. I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. We're rebuilding.
This ain't our year. This is our year. This is our year to make future years.
It's our year to find a quarterback. This is the year to find a quarterback. And then you know what? The sky's the limit. The sky's the limit from there. Just like
I'm not
predicting
playoffs this year as of right now.
The limit. Sky is the limit. But I do want to show, we talk about Chris Sims having, those were Chris Sims rankings. Let me go back to it here very quickly. Phil, I never got to get your opinion on what do you think about this list order-wise.
I think his order is shit because I don't think Drake May is 6th. He's 3rd, maybe 2nd. It just depends on how you want to do about it. Right now, I do have Daniels as my number 2 based on pure athleticism.
Yeah.
But the other thing is that a lot of the issues people have with Caleb, they're ignoring that Jaden Daniels says, I'm not doing anything at this combine either.
Yeah.
He said, you are not going to get me on that scale when I'm under 200 pounds. Yeah.
Yeah.
And and I pointed out, I said, is this still a red flag? People were like, no. When Caleb Williams does it, it is a red flag. Now, the only thing I really harp on is consistency. All right. If you're going to apply the rule to one, apply the rule to all. All right. When it comes to how you evaluate people's behavior, right? Yeah. It's when Caleb Williams tries to control his destiny as best he can. Because you got to remember, pro sports is the only sport that you come out of college. It's the only profession, I should say. You come out of college and you can't pick where you go work. You don't leave college with an engineering degree and then get drafted by some company.
Yeah.
Right.
Except for me, after college, I went to the Army like a
well, you chose to do so.
I did choose to do that. Yes.
You made that
choice.
I did. Freedom,
right?
free choice.
I did not get drafted by my employer to recruit talented, skilled trade workers.
Yeah.
I chose to go work there.
You knew the job you wanted to be in, but you didn't know where that job was going to be at.
Exactly. But you went and found that job. You know, they may have recruited you, but you still had to choose to sign with them. The NFL draft is the only, well, actually any pro sport that has a draft, is the only profession where you really don't get to do that. So Caleb Williams is trying to exercise as much control over himself as possible. This is probably going to become more the norm, is that players coming out of college are going to try to exercise whatever control they can to determine if and where and when they go.
And what did he say, Phil? He was like, the teams that are interested in me will get to see me. The teams that, basically he's saying, if you ain't in the top 5, top 10, whatever, I'm not going to waste my time with you. And like you said, I think it's great.
I don't necessarily see a problem with it. He's not excluding anyone that could potentially draft him. He's excluding the people he knows he's not going to fall to.
There you go.
True.
The Bears are going to get to see him. The Bears are going to get all of his medicals. The Commanders are getting them. We know this. You know, now here's the thing. He may spook the Bears into going in a different direction. All right? And that's cool with me, because if you told me, hey, Phil, you get to pick whether or not this team drafts Caleb Williams or Jaden Daniels, I'm going Caleb Williams.
Of course. Yeah.
I think he's a better quarterback coming out of college than Jaden Daniels, and I think he still has potential to grow. You can be a great quarterback coming out of college, and I look at you and say, you're at your ceiling. This other guy isn't. I don't see that. I see that Caleb Williams still has room to grow, and he's ahead of the curve compared to Jaden Daniels overall.
Facts.
I think that was warranted. Tia says, I'm on Drake May. Caleb is a diva. I ain't got time for his arrogance, but he's so skilled. I get it, but just a quick plug. If you guys are watching this on Facebook, roll over to YouTube if you can. If you're on YouTube already, just please hit that thumbs up, that like button for us. It costs nothing. We don't ask for donations. We don't ask for super chats, but just hit that thumbs up for us, and we would greatly appreciate it, and we would be very grateful if you did. Chris McDaniel says, I say that about Caleb because he's one of those guys that depended on his freestyle off-platform game to be successful more than he ever had to play on time. It was really just the last year. It wasn't that bad when he won the Heisman, but his offensive line was so bad this past year. He did have to freestyle a lot. But did Pat Mahomes.
But now, again, this is talk about the whole applying rules equally. All right? Jaden Daniels won a Heisman off of playing off platform, freestyling back there. All right, looking at receivers open 20 yards downfield.
Neighbors Thomas open run. It's the reads were Neighbors Thomas run, and rightfully so.
And even then, it'd be like Neighbors and Thomas are open. I'm going to run.
Yeah, that's okay.
You know, and whatever. I mean, he was still getting the first down. Cool, but a lot of stuff you just can't get away with the NFL because you don't have the talent disparities.
Yeah.
You just don't, because you have things like a draft.
Todd says Jaden is better than Caleb. He can't run around the pocket like that in the NFL.
Jaden runs around in the pocket.
Jaden can't run around the pocket like he does in the NFL. Now, if he sticks to the outside of the asses, sure. But there's been a couple times, I'm not going to play the video again, although it's very funny, and Jaden Daniels still my quarterback to draft, where he runs right into the line and just take these massive hits.
I would not be mad. Okay, I'm going to say this again. I would not be mad if we drafted Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
Right? I have certain reservations about him. But every year it seems like there's a quarterback who's not the number one quarterback that has a massive hive that just won't shut up or at least acknowledge that their guy isn't perfect. And they don't acknowledge any flaws. Well, Justin Fields had those guys.
Speaking of
Jaden
flaws,
Daniels has those guys.
This is Chris Sims' 2021 draft quarterback rankings. And those listening who will listen to this tomorrow on the audio podcast, which is available on all of your favorite podcast platforms.
Look at that. Look at that stellar set of rankings.
Number 1, Zach Wilson. Number 2, Trevor Lawrence. Number 3, Mac Jones. Number 4, Kellen Mond. Number 5, Justin Fields. And number 6, Trey Lance. This dude was on Kellen Mond's nuts so bad, he wouldn't stop talking about him. And it just shows you that these people in the media who we say...
Where'd he go?
Kellen Mond, he got drafted by Minnesota. I don't know where he is now. He's been on 3 teams in 3 years, I think, or 2 teams in 3 years. Either way, he was drafted in Minnesota. He's not good. He's not good.
He was right about Trey Lance.
I don't know what other quarterbacks were in this draft.
He was wrong about everyone else.
I can't remember who else was in the 2021 draft.
That was Sam Howell.
Wasn't he 2022?
No, he was 2022. I'm sorry.
So speaking of 2022, Phil.
Hold on. Sam Howell was supposed to be.
Here's your 2022 draft quarterback rankings. He had Matt Corral at Ole Miss number 1, Kenny Mini Mittens Pickett from University of Pittsburgh at number 2, Malik Willis from Liberty University number 3, Sam Howell at number 4, and Desmond Ridder from the University of Cincinnati Bearcats at number 5.
We got that wrong because out of those top 5, Sam Howell is the best one of the bunch.
I don't know.
Absolutely. Kenny Pickett is terrible. Sam Howell's stats in 1 year is better than Kenny Pickett's in 2 years. He threw more touchdowns in half a season than Kenny Pickett did in 2 full years. It's insane. Kenny Pickett is not good. That dude had like 10 touchdowns in his first season. Horrendous. Ben Harlow says Daniels will be like Richardson, hurt because he wants to run the ball every down. But Richardson's built like a brick shithouse, man. He's like Cam Newton. I don't even know what his injury was. I don't think it was from an impact. It was probably like a hammy or something. I'm not sure what it was, but I'm not sure. But yeah, Deluxe, thanks for joining us. Says evaluating quarterbacks is the hardest evaluation in all those sports. It is. It truly is, because you could think one person can be all you can be, and then they just end up shitting the bucket. So I don't know. I don't know what he said for Purdy.
He probably didn't even think Purdy was going to be drafted. Remember, Purdy was Mr. Irrelevant.
Most people did not. Chris McDaniel says, honestly, I want Joe Alt over any quarterback in this draft. Won't break my heart to get one in the top 2. Remember, Chris McDaniel says get Joe Alt. I think Ben Harlow's it the same way. Get Joe Alt, stick with Sam. So
that wouldn't hurt my feelings either. I'd rather we traded back to like 4 or 5 and picked up. I've done mock drafts where we trade back just to 4.
I wouldn't go further than 4.
And we could still get a ton of picks back, and you could do a lot with it. Like I said, if we do the trade back thing, if you still want to get a quarterback, find a way to get Michael Penix. I'm a big Michael Penix guy. I usually don't like lefty quarterbacks, but I can't deny that kid's got a snap on his throw. That's just professional level.
I feel like he's always going to get hurt, and he's old.
Do you guys want to see what Robert Griffin has to say about where he thinks Caleb Williams should go? Is it worth a 1-minute clip?
Penix,
sure.
Penix. By the time, the thing about Jaden Daniels and Penix, the only thing I don't like about them really is their age. Because think about this, they're 24 years old. By 24 years old, Lamar Jackson had a Heisman, 2 All-Pros, and an MVP.
2 Pro Bowls. That is correct. That's why you can never say
Can we again idea there are exceptions to the rule, but it doesn't make them the rule.
Yeah. So here's what Robert Griffin had to say about Caleb Williams.
I know everybody wants him to go to Chicago Bears. Here's what I want. I want Caleb Williams to go back to D.C. Why do I say back to D.C.? Because that's where he's from. That's where he grew up. And to get him to reunite with Cliff Kingsbury as his offensive coordinator, who just coached him at USC just last year, would be phenomenal. We all know that Caleb Williams is an interesting person, right? Unique on and off the field. Has a unique way of thinking. But he needs to be understood. What better way to be understood than to go back home, right? He wants to make a huge impact. He wants to be legendary. So why not, with new ownership, a new head coach, and basically a new vibe to the team, let him go back to D.C. and turn that franchise around. That would be legendary in the nation's capital. And like they say, there's no place like home.
Boom. I don't mind it, Robert.
I don't disagree. When was the last time I fully agreed with RG3 on anything?
Yeah.
But he's right.
What's up with that? Yeah, that's a good point, Phil.
I mean, I also got to think of it this way, all right? Did anybody sit and watch the quarterback interviews at the Combine? I did.
Some of them.
I listened to all of them. First of all, Michael Penix Jr. sounds gangster as fuck. Like, I think he's strapped wherever he goes. I don't know why. I just get that vibe. I'm like, you got some guns with the serial numbers filed off, tucked on you somewhere.
Penix.
But I like Penix. But I was like, damn, dude, what they doing up there in Spokane, or wherever the University of Washington is. Caleb Williams, he's right, and that Caleb Williams thinks a little differently. And that Caleb Williams, all of his movements have just been not the normal draft pick movements. He's in a different lane, but he's not dumb. He's actually everything he does makes sense. It's calculated. It's intelligent. I can't imagine that does not translate over into how he prepares and everything else. He seems to be someone who's very calculated and intelligent. Jaden Daniels, I can't knock him either. Same with Drake May.
Oh, he interviewed very well.
Yeah, none of them
so articulate.
None of them, not that. I'm not talking about articulate. I'm talking about like the quality of the things they said, right?
Yeah.
Like they're all of them. I was listening because that's one of the things I look at. It's like, okay, did you go to college and learn something, or did you have somebody take all your tests for you?
Right.
I imagine these kids actually sat in class, all three of them, of the top three.
Not just like the dummy classes.
Nobody was taking underwater basket weaving.
College preparatory, or was it library skills? I took a couple of those. I was an athlete. I took a couple of those study skills 101.
Yeah.
I took jiu-jitsu a semester.
Life culture.
But I just you know what I mean. Like I did like
took golf.
I did like Caleb Williams because he took everything that people are wondering why he does it and explained it. And he explained it in a way that's like, okay, this all makes sense.
Yeah. Yep. Chris McDaniel said it would be legendary, though. Marcus says, I don't disagree with RG3. I watched Caleb with Oklahoma. He's better than Jaden because he has been more consistent since he's been in college. Yeah. Bias aside, I'm not sure who this is on Facebook. But hit that.
This is Amir Baharlu.
Amir, hit that StreamYard link at the top of this post so we can see your name, or flip on over to YouTube, and which I just posted the link in the chat for a better experience, and hit that like button. Said, bias aside, how would you feel about a cousin reunion if it happened? Hold that thought, because we're going to talk about the free agents here in just a second. We're going to talk about Commanders free agents and then open market free agents and get some opinions of you guys. Ryan says, Caleb is a PR nightmare. Imagine drafting him and becomes the diva that we all binges here when we are losing. I don't see it. I think we see that differently, Ryan.
I don't think he's a diva.
I don't think so.
I'll tell you what. I had that worry at first. I listened to him talk. I'm like, no. He's just trying to control his narrative as best he can. I don't blame him for that. It's 2024. That's what we're all trying to do. We're all trying to control our narratives. We're all trying to make sure that our story, we have as much control over writing our story as human beings as greater than any other point in history, right? Because we have the most control. We post our stuff on Facebook. We are on social media. We present what we want to present. We control what people see more than ever, right? Why not have control? Try to take as much control over your career as possible. It bucks tradition, and I'm a guy who's generally a traditionalist when it comes to these things, but I don't mind it because I understand it.
Yep.
And he articulated why very well. It made total sense. Yep. Just saying, I don't have a problem with it. After listening to him talk, don't have a problem with it.
Yep. And Ben Standing put this out, and I wanted to just get some opinions from you guys and those in the chat. He listed out a couple hypotheticals for our top 4 free agents, and I just wanted to see what's up. Yam said, "Hey guys, popping in to say hi. Hope your graduation ceremony is going well, sir." He put Jacoby Brissett 1 year for $9 million. Cam Curl 3 years, 31.5. That sounds like an average of about 10.2, 10.3, 10.5. Cornelius Lucas 2 for 10. Curtis Samuel 2 for 17. That would be 8.5. So Dev, starting with you. You know what? Let's make a vote here. This is a voting poll. Who would you pick if you could only pick one of these scenarios in the chat to sign as a Commanders free agent?
3 for 31 ain't bad for Cam.
It's not.
I feel like safety is too. I think we could get somebody cheaper that's better than him though. I ain't gonna lie to you, so I'm gonna go with Curtis, man. Curtis.
What about you, Phil?
If I'm presented with these four values, bang for your buck, I'm going Curtis.
Well, probably not fair. I probably should have said, here are the other free agents that are available.
It's out of these four with these contracts.
So for me, because there's so many holes on this team, I'm only going to say Cornelius Lucas for 2 for 10, just because I don't know where you're going to get the rest of these linemen from. I know it's heavy in the draft, but the free agency market for linemen sucks ass. So I would just, 2 for 10 for Cornelius Lucas. He could be a spot fill-in guy, kind of utility player. So that's what
that Cam Curl contract, though, that's tempting because that's actually below market value for him.
And below the franchise tag. What do you say the franchise tag was? 15, 16?
It was high. That's why we didn't exercise
his
it.
Market value
we wanted to pay for him.
14. I think we looked up last week or 2 weeks ago, 14 million. So I don't know. Since you guys both said Curtis, I'll vote for Curtis and let's see what the standings say. Cam Curl 3 for 31.5 is the leading vote. 5,780 votes on Ben Standings poll.
I think he might actually get more than that, but there's a lot of safeties that can play in the box that you can get for like 8 or 9 million. I'm keeping it real. That's the only reason I didn't pick Cam. I think the 3 for 31 is a better deal than the 2 for 17. That's only because we have Dotson and McLaurin. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's almost like if I got all things equal, I have to look at the depth at that position. Cam is a little more thin since we relied on Cam to play slide, a little linebacker and safety. So it's like
yeah.
Not only that, but the free agency market for safeties has just gone nuts.
It is
because everybody's gotten released.
Yeah.
Cam's value got cheaper. I think that he's. I think
we're going to talk about that in a
less.
second with all the Bills releases and. Todd Samuel says Curtis Samuel because he likes the last name, and that's what Todd does. I'm just kidding.
Curtis!
Chris McDaniel says, do y'all think Caleb would get the Haskins treatment if he doesn't perform year one? No, I don't think so, because it's not a Dan Snyder running off the yacht to make the pick. This is a consensus. Everyone says he's the number one pick. Deluxe says Curl all day. Marcus says Curtis Samuel. Todd says Curl too expensive. At this rate, it's his below market value, so I don't think this is too expensive.
3 for 31 isn't that expensive. It's just the other guys are going to be less expensive and probably better. I think.
Or you're going to have better talent out there for a similar price.
Yeah, there's going to be so much talent. I think Curl's going to be getting less than his value. Might project.
Chris Reese said, I'm the one that watched the whole combine. I know we're talking quarterbacks, but I want Brandon Fisk.
Chris,
which one is Fisk?
I was just talking about how I watched all the interviews and stuff too. You're not the only one who watched the combine.
Braden Fisk. Which one's
Braden Fisk is really good though. I don't necessarily think you should take him with number 2 pick though. But Braden Fisk is going to be a hell of a player in the league.
Yeah. Amir Barhalu, thank you for flipping over to YouTube. Hit that like button for us, brother. So thank you for reading my comment. Finally got on here. And thank you for everyone in the chat. This has been a very good live stream tonight. We've had a steady audience of about 40 to 45 people. So thank you very much. Celebrating
usually
you guys.
Y'all catch on the replays. We like
Yeah, shout out to you guys.
Yeah, usually y'all catch us on the replay or after the live stream. So we like that you're here live.
Yeah, good to see the 45, 50 people in here. Todd Samuel says air raid going to require a lot of receiver. Todd, Cliff Kingsbury already said I am not running an air raid offense.
Yeah, but he's still going to throw the ball quite a bit, and he's going to spread it around.
He is, but he specifically said Shout out to what was the coach he worked for that had the air raid? He goes, I just kind of fell into it, but I hope to have a balanced offense. He goes, I will have a balanced offense, not an air raid offense. So that's what he said.
That doesn't mean he's not going to have some of those concepts, though. You're still going to need somebody. You're going to need talent at receiver, and I think Curtis Samuel adds to that.
Just don't pull an Eric Bieniemy, and we'll be cooking with Chris.
Yeah.
You don't need to have whichever quarterback we have, whoever it may be, Caleb Drake, Jaden, leading the NFL in pass attempts, because I will strangle you through this screen, Cliff Kingsbury. I will sick Phil on you to give you a Trent Phoenix Vader bomb. A pile driver, the razor's edge. I'm trying to think. This
I can do all those moves.
Camel clutch. The
I will break his, I will put him in a camel clutch, break his back, fuck his ass, and make him humble.
I will have Phil do all those things to you, Cliff. So please.
Shout out to the Iron Sheik.
Shout out to who passed away last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Shout out to him. Here's a picture of him with the Redskins beanie on. I don't know if it's photoshopped, but it was all around the internet for a while. And his Twitter was a very good follow. So go back and read his old tweets, Iron Sheik.
Fucking bullshit.
Yeah. Todd says the Cliff Raid offense. Brian Robinson getting 1,000 yards next year rushing. I hope he should. I don't think there's a reason why he should. What did he have this year? 700.
Go with a heavy dose of a primary back. Yes. If we spread the love around in that backfield, maybe not. Maybe talk about 800 yards or so, because Rodriguez will get some, and whoever takes AG's place, if AG doesn't re-sign, they're going to get some carries. It just depends if you do committee backfield or if you go, hey, Brian Robinson, you can run, you can catch. We're just going to hand the ball off to you.
Yeah. Deluxe asks a good question. Here's a question. If you don't pay Curl, what are you paying different free agent safety and who? So
Deluxe, you segued for us.
What a good segue. That is a fantastic transition. So here are the top free agent. It's defensive backs, and I'm sure there's some people that aren't on here, but
no.
Again, you can see that we'll shift into this way. Let me zoom in here one more time. Here's the list they have, and I'll just read it to you for the top defensive backs: Kendall Fuller, Kyle Duggar, Cam Curl, Chidobe Awuzie, Stephon Gilmore, Kenny Moore II, Xavier McKinney, Geno Stone, Adoree Jackson, and Jordan Fuller. But I do want to say real quick that
Jordan Poyer has been released.
Buffalo just cut Jordan Poyer, cornerback Syrian Neal, and Jordan Poyer is a former. And they also cut two-time Pro Bowler Tre'Davious White. So there's some people out there who's available. I go on record saying I still hope they can find a way to bring Cam Curl back, just because of the familiarity. But if you don't, I think they like Quan Martin, and I think they like Derek Forrest. Yeah. There's a reason they're letting Cam Curl go. I will
also note that wasn't Jamal Adams released?
Jamal Adams was released, but he's 33, 34.
Still Jamal Adams.
I bet he can play box safety for less than $10 million a year.
Dan Quinn familiarity. He has
Justin Simmons was released.
Yeah. Let's just go through this list here while we're at it. We'll just start at the top. People have been talking about this in the past. Quarterbacks. Someone asked about, I don't know if it was Amir or someone else asked about earlier, how would you feel about Kirk Cousins reunion? Top quarterbacks: Kirk Cousins, Russell Wilson, Baker Mayfield, and the rest are not worthy of being mentioned. But any of those three guys, Kirk Cousins, Russell Wilson, Baker Mayfield, if you ask me, of all those three, if you're looking at money, value, I might have to go with Baker Mayfield. I know Kirk is probably the best one, but he's going to cost the most.
Man, I'm afraid you get Baker, he go back to old Baker. As soon as you pay a motherfucker.
Turn me back to the old me.
Yeah.
The old Baker. Yeah, Todd Samuel says Tyrod Taylor. Now, I'm a huge Tyrod Taylor fan. I probably cat for him way too much. He's a victim of bad circumstance over the years, but as a backup,
I don't need that karma. I don't need the Tyrod Taylor karma.
I wouldn't mind him as a backup, but you got Sam as a backup, so I don't think you need Tyrod Taylor at all.
He's going to find a way to get hurt if he's a starter, if he's a backup, if he's
and he will find a way to get on the field. because he always gets on the field everywhere he goes.
And then gets hurt. So now you're down to your third quarterback.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, these are the quarterbacks.
If we're not going to go with Sam as the backup, give me Jacoby Brissett. Oh, I'm a Jacoby fan. So
yeah. Ryan Elias says Josh Jacobs to DC. Well, here are their free agent running backs: Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs. We do not need Josh Jacobs, but he is on the list.
I'd love to get Austin Eckler.
Tony Pollard, Saquon Barkley, Austin Eckler, Gus Edwards, DeAndre Swift, Ezekiel Elliott, Cordell Patterson, Devin Singletary. My pick is
I like to grab Cordell.
DeAndre Swift.
DeAndre Swift.
Give me DeAndre
you don't see
Swift.
on this list. You don't see Gibson on this list.
You do not see Gibson on this list, but I'd take DeAndre Swift because he can do it. He can do it the best.
DeAndre Swift can do it. Cordell Patterson can do it. Austin Eckler would be a steal.
Actually, we'll say it depends. If you're going to go with a committee backfield, DeAndre Swift. If you want a back who's going to be your primary back, Eckler or Edwards would be decent options. Derrick Henry, he's just got too many carries on him. He can't do that forever. Josh Jacobs kind of fell off. Yeah. Tony Pollard, he didn't get a lot of work early in his career, so he doesn't have the mileage on it that you would think he does.
And he has proven he's not a full-time running back.
And then Saquon, Saquon would be huge, but I don't know if I want to pay a Saquon contract.
Yeah.
What is the Saquon contract, you think?
It's way more than I'd want to pay for. Remember,
him.
his last year, it was very close to the franchise tag, a 1-year deal. It just, I don't know. I think it's going to be overpaid if you ask me. Deluxe says the regime is smarter now, but Washington let Clark go and did it better with Archuleta. Did better with Archuleta? I think it's a flip-flop. We let Clark go and we sucked with Archuleta. Marcus says, if I'm watching Commanders, I would sign Matt Moore center from Buffalo. Yep. Marcus is getting ahead of us. Wide receivers, free agents, Calvin Ridley, Gabe Davis, Darnell Mooney, Marquise Brown, Tyler Boyd, Rashid Shaheed, Josh Reynolds, Curtis Samuel, Kendrick Bourne, and DJ Chark. Those are the free agent wide
Gabriel
receivers.
Davis. I'm a Gabe Davis fan.
He's on the Bills, right?
Yeah.
He's a Bills guy. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
like
want no
Gabe
free
Davis.
agent. I don't want no free agent receiver, man.
Unless Curtis, right? Curtis is on
a lot of money, and that's our guy. I want to bring our guy back. If we got to get a free agent receiver, bring our guy back, bro.
Yeah.
But if we can't, Gabriel Davis.
Yeah.
Nah, I say just draft a guy.
Yam is an Austin Eckler fan. Amir is a Swift fan. Greg Delaney's an Austin Eckler fan. And Deluxe like, Madison was not on that list.
I don't think Madison is a top 10
Saquon
running back in free agency right now.
No. Chris says, do what Gibbs and Robinson have small back and run Henry as a big back? I think Derrick Henry's going to cost too much money. Yeah. You don't need to invest money.
Derrick Henry don't want to go to a team that's going to be last in the division.
You understand, Gibbs tried to do the small back he tried to do the small back thing.
Yeah.
But he ended up having to go with a bigger back as a primary because he ran a power running game.
He had Biner, Riggs, and Irvin.
Biner was 220 pounds, and this is in the late 80s, early 90s.
He turned Clinton Borders into a
Riggins
fullback.
was 235, 240.
Irvins was the home run hitter.
George Rogers was 240, 230, 240.
He turned Portis into a fullback. Basically, he turned that motherfucker into a power back.
Portis gained 10 pounds just to play running back in that system. Liddell Betts was a 220-pounder, right? And this is back when 220 pounds was not the average size of a running back, right? That's what a power back was built at, 220, 230, 240, right? So when Gibbs tried to go with the small back, like he tried to go with guys like Keith Griffin and Jamie Morris and stuff like that. He couldn't. It didn't work for them as a primary running back. They were great as a change of pace. If you're going to go with, a small back, big back, you're going to run Brian Robinson as your smaller back. That's not his run style. He's not a speed back. He doesn't change the pace. His running style is not that dissimilar from Derrick Henry. Henry's just ungodly good at it. But just me. No.
Would you swap ones and throw the Bears Jonathan Allen?
Steve, you are muted.
Sorry, I said if the price is right, there's nobody who's safe on this team.
Would you throw him in and trade that swap first and throw Jonathan Allen in for the first round for the first pick overall?
According to the draft value score, it should cost swapping first and a third.
Yeah.
But everyone says it's going to cost more than that. John Allen, a third to get up to one for Caleb. I don't know.
No, man. John Allen then swap the first. That's it.
I'd probably do it. But is that worth? Is that losing John Allen worth? Let's just say keeping the pick and getting Jaden Daniels. I don't know.
I don't think Dan Quinn wants to get rid of Jonathan Allen.
Sorry, Deluxe, messed that one up. Tight ends we talked about this earlier: Gerald Everett, Noah Fant, Hunter Henry, Mike Gesicki, Kobe Parkinson, Tanner Hudson, Adam Troutman, Farrell Brown, Drew Sample, Austin Hooper. Amir says Gabe Davis was inconsistent last year, made a name for himself with that playoff game 2 years ago. Potential's there, needs some coaching, and Amir's also a big Mike Gesicki fan. He did well.
I like Gesicki.
Miami.
He made Tua. He helped Tua out.
I like Gesicki. Gabe Davis was inconsistent last year, but really, Buffalo's offense was inconsistent last year in general. Yeah. It's hard to tell if it was him.
They got like 3 tight ends, man. They got Knots. They drafted the young guy,
and they still couldn't. They still had issues moving the ball at times.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was so much Gabe Davis was inconsistent as it was the Bills' offense took a step back. They just weren't as explosive. So it may have been he was part of that reason, or the offensive struggles caused him to look like he was struggling at times. But I'm not saying bring Gabe Davis in here to be your number one. I'm saying bring him in here to be part of a solid receiving core.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
We got another one, Facebook user, lads, how you living? Finally catching.
Hey, it's Cody Jones.
Cody Jones, longtime OG of the Washington Football Addicts Facebook group. Cody, hit that like button, that StreamYard link at the top of the post, or flip over to YouTube so we can see your name. Greg Delaney says Austin Hooper is who he would pick. Okay. Amir would trade Payne, swap first and future third if that's the case for a trade to first overall. So I guess he must be a big Caleb fan. Continue rolling down the line. Here are the free agent offensive linemen: Tyron Smith, Trent Brown, Kevin Dotson, Robert Hunt, Michael Onwenu, Kevin Ziegler, Mekhi Becton, Connor Williams, Andre James, and Jonah Williams.
Is that just tackles?
It just says offensive linemen in general. I mean, I know Tyron Smith.
That's a weird list because they have the Jackson dude from Chargers on there. They don't have it. He's probably the best one. So
free agent.
Yeah, he's a guard. So I think that might just be tackles.
Pass rushers: Daniel Hunter, who I think we all like, Bryce Huff, Chase Young, Zadarius Smith, Leonard Floyd, Jadeveon Clowney, Josh Uche, Jonathan Greenard, Andrew Van Ginkel, Danico Autry.
They don't have Armstrong on there.
They do not. Defensive tackles: Chris Jones, Christian Wilkins, DJ Reader, Leonard Williams, Fletcher Cox, old man, Grover Stewart, Sheldon Rankins, Tier Tart, Calais Campbell, Daquan Jones.
I like the Calais Campbell in the rotation. Be dope.
Linebackers.
He's getting up there in age. I would go with Leonard Williams.
But
realistically speaking, you already have Payne and Allen. You don't need another starting.
You got to start a defensive tackle that's backing them up from Alabama.
Yeah.
True.
Linebackers, Frank Louvu, Levante David, who I know Dev said we should have signed in the offseason last year. Levante David.
Yeah.
Patrick Queen, Baltimore. Bobby Wagner, Seattle, who has that Dan Quinn tie. Don't forget that. Jordan Brooks, Devin White, Aziz Al-Shahir, Josie Jewell, Drew Tranquil, Blake Cashman. And for DBs, we kind of talked about it already. I'm not going to repeat that. And that's it for available free agents, guys. That's it. Free agency, the legal tampering period has started. Hopefully, I don't think it officially opens until Monday. So I think we'll probably see.
Right now, we're in legal tampering.
Legal tamponing. Yes, legal tamponing is where we are.
Yeah, I would love to see Christopher McDaniel said Chase back to Washington would be. I would love that. I ain't gonna lie. I would crack.
It wouldn't bother me.
Because you know what, it's going to be a reduced rate. We know that. But I will say, we need a center, and this is the guy that you need to sign right here. Michael Morse. I got Nats fever on the brain.
Center
Bills Mitch Morse was released. He was due $8.5 million. 5 seasons in Buffalo, 2022 Pro Bowl selection. Did not miss a game at all last season. So you need a center. You don't know what Ricky Stromberg can do. 3rd round pick from last year. So I think you got to. This is a gamble that I would take, is finding a center. Let's work on that offensive line. But I just want to throw that out there. If we could find a way to get Morse, I think it would be behoove us for us to do that. Ricardo says Jordan Brooks is connected to Ken Norton Jr. would be a good pickup. Okay, I think Jordan Brooks, we said, was a linebacker. Yes, he was a linebacker. Amir Baharlu says, agreed on Hunter. If you trade Payne or Allen, would like to see Chris Jones come over. Levante David at linebacker.
Chris Jones ain't going nowhere.
Agree on Mitch Morse. Nah, he's gonna stay in Kansas City. Kansas City, right?
For shizzle.
Yeah. Todd says, Chargers still have to get under the cap. Bet they start releasing players soon. It's a fire sale. You guys see what Buffalo did? It was like Black Sunday, just bam, 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 bam. Dudes come to work and had no job.
It was like the Red Wedding in Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm. They said winter's coming in Buffalo. They came out and said,
all the main characters
winter
at one time.
is coming. And they came. And they executed everyone. Yeah, Greg Delaney's a big Mitch Morse fan too. Marcus says our O-line coach, Bobby Johnson, OG Bobby Johnson, did coach him. Yes, he did coach Mitch Morse. He has the linkage to Mitch Morse. So, OG Bobby Johnson, if what is that quote? If you
give me back my son.
If you hurt a man in time, his wounds will heal.
Yeah.
If you steal from a man in time, you can replace his goods. But if you take that man's life, you cannot replace his life, son. OG Bobby Johnson, South Central.
Bobby Johnson.
Good movie, man. Good movie. Yeah. Good movie. OG Bobby Johnson.
Also, he was good in striptease too, by the way.
Yeah, he was also in the movie The Substitute with Tom Berenger. If you remember, in Miami, he got killed in a gym by the Ghostbuster principal.
Yep.
Forget his name. Weaseling, walking away.
Yeah.
OG Bobby Johnson. That's right.
OG Bobby Johnson.
Yam says 2 teams released a bunch of guys who are still over the cap. Yeah. Arch says a Red Wedding reference for the win. Dev, you got that one. Yeah.
Hey, I've been watching Shogun too. I'm on episode 3.
I'm on episode 1. I'm almost done with episode 1, but Shogun
is lit. Son. Yeah, you gotta like stories, but if you like stories, it's good, man. It's really awesome.
Chef's kiss, brother, son's good too.
What does that mean? What does it fucking
like? Chef's kiss, like perfect.
There's no way you can sound very masculine saying chocolate bull. You know what I'm saying? That's not the
any French sound doesn't sound masculine at all.
Any chocolate bull. I'll be a horrible French.
None.
Oui.
None. Amir says, I appreciate you guys being interactive. Well, Amir, that's what I'm saying. This is your guys' energy and your guys' comments kind of drive a lot of what we talk about here on Command This podcast. So we thank you guys for giving us the content and the interaction. But it's always fun. Thank you much. Yam says, all right, guys, catch replay later.
Yam.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, we never did talk about Ron Rivera liking Daniels, man.
Oh, you know what? I'll bring that clip up.
Yeah.
which means don't pick.
All I'm saying is you let a dude with a glass eye choose your quarterback, dog.
We will play that one very quickly.
What's wrong with us one-eyed people picking quarterbacks?
Your eye's real, Phil. You didn't get yours at Costco's. You know what I'm saying?
All right, I'm going to mute the music for 1 second, and I'm going to show this clip because it's funny. And if for all the nonsense we hated Ron for, this is the one time sometimes some people are like, oh yeah, Ron's smart for this.
I'd be curious to know if Coach were still there, what would be his quarterback plan if he was still there?
All right, Coach. You know, the big thing more so than anything else that you have to look at is the style of offense they're going to run, though. You've got Cliff Kingsbury, again, a guy that likes the mobile quarterback, the quarterback that can move in the pocket, that can make the plays when they're downfield and throw the football. I think the big thing is you've got to have a mobile quarterback. So I really do think that's going to be,
I really do.
Who would that be, Coach?
Well, Jaden Daniels, just because of the fact that, everybody expects Caleb to go first. And so to me, if this is the style of offense you're going to have, you've got to have that type of quarterback, a guy that can, again, move around in the pocket, hold on to the football, find guys downfield, and just send it downfield to make guys make plays.
Does his slight frame concern you?
Not necessarily because he is a big guy. He's going to add a little bit of weight again. I think he's the kind of guy, though, that will fit what Cliff Kingsbury wants to do.
All right, there you go.
I hate
You
to
heard
say
it from
I
the
agree
horse's
with
mouth. You heard it from the horse's mouth. Ron Rivera says, "Go get Jaden Daniels." He said,
Todd, you better be on this show. You better be on the screen, the fourth screen down there. It better be you, Todd, on draft night, dog.
Todd will be. Todd
You
will
gotta
be.
stand up.
I will be
number
getting.
4.
Here's a great thing: since we picked second, I can spend the rest of the draft not caring and just get hammered. And if we trade back into the first, I'm gonna be drunk celebrating.
Yeah, and it's what is it? Probably a Thursday night. Is it a Thursday night usually?
I think it's a Friday night, isn't it?
I don't. You know what? Let's settle this right now, and I'll tell you the date. NFL draft. I would love
When
to
is
know.
it? How far is that away?
The draft is April 25th through the 27th. So
That's a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
So that week, that episode will be on a Friday. For sure. Tia says, when y'all bring back the barbershop? I don't know. We haven't done a barbershop in a little bit of time. We did a
Might be
Christmas
Friday,
episode. Christmas episode that got flagged with cursing and copyrights and all kinds of stuff.
We got flagged with so much stuff for the last one.
We just get in trouble here on the old YouTube. The YouTube does not.
The only thing we didn't do. This is for people who watch YouTube streamers. The only way we could have gotten flagged harder is if we had done a Nick Diorio and done an ultimate rape review.
Whoa, man, whoa. First rape.
By the way, that is quickly becoming one of my favorite things on YouTube.
We definitely did not show titties. So we had show titties. We definitely would have. We would like to change that. By the way, we would love to show titties on this show.
That's true. So it says, Chris says, Ron as an analyst talking about quarterbacks is hilarious.
Man, Ron with a glass eye talking about analyzing quarterbacks is. I mean, would you let me go out there with one eye and then show you? Hey, man, he looked like he is very talented. Like you can't see shit.
I really do.
Manny Chokuba, we can't see your
Just
name.
kidding. I like Ron, by the way. That's like joking on. I like Ron.
Manny, what's up? Thank you for tuning in. Old friend Manny, man. Thank you for popping in to say hi. Chris said Ron said it, so don't do it. That's what Dev said on Deuce's show. Like, do opposite of what Ron says. WWRD. What would Ron do?
Just the NFL draft is going to be on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Thursday. So it is Thursday then. Okay. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. There you go.
Amir is correct.
So Thursday night will be Liddy.
Oh,
and
shit.
Manny coming in hot with the
May all the way.
So Todd, we know.
Todd says it's going to be a Jane Daniels party.
Hey, Dave's going to be here on the show, everybody. I'll get ready to throw some tomatoes at them whenever they pick Drake May.
We will either be bowing down
if they go like
Todd or laughing.
Well, here's the thing.
But either way, we win.
The only person caping for Jane Daniels.
Everybody wants Jane Daniels, but nobody wants him. Nobody wants him more than Todd. No one wants him more than Todd.
I like mocking Jane Daniels because I don't like stupid hives.
The only reason I don't want Jane Daniels is just to see the meltdown that Todd's going to have. But I do want Jane Daniels. I ain't going to front.
It's a win. Like I said, I don't think you can lose with Caleb, Jaden, or Drake. I really don't think you can lose. It's good for all of us. It's good for you. It's good for me. All right, we're going to get on out of here. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. The chat was litty. Let's do some shout-outs then. Go ahead, Phil.
All right. So, as y'all know, I'm a huge wrestling fan. Everything. This past Sunday was AEW's Revolution pay-per-view. It was the retirement of one of my 3 favorite wrestlers of all time, which is Sting.
He retired?
Yeah, 38 years.
How old is he?
The dude, even in his final match, went through a plate glass.
Alexa, how old is Sting, the wrestler?
Like 64.
Gordon is 64 years old. Also, I can share the poll of the day with you each evening.
Here you go, Alexa. Shut up.
Shut up.
So here's the crazy thing. If you watch the match, you already know. He was in a tag team match with Darby Allin. All right, Darby Allin's a little guy who just goes through it. He just does insane stunts. Darby set up 6 chairs on the outside with 2 panes of glass. He climbs to a ladder that's in the ring, jumps off of that, does a senton, so he does a forward flip, and the guy goes out the way. And then he shattered the glass. This is what his back looked like afterwards. Don't tell me wrestlers don't get hurt when I show you that.
Oof. That is blood, my friend.
He needed 12 stitches on his left side. You can't see it as well, but the left side.
12 stitches, bro. 12. Huh? Man, I had a girl throw a bottle at me one time, and I had to get 30.
Yeah, well, you understand he flat backed it, so it helps. But if you see the bump, it's insane.
It's not as bad as getting hit with the bell off the top rope by Randy Macho Man Savage.
Oh, I know. Ask Ricky Steamboat about that. But Sting also did a shot through the glass, too. Like, Sting, he came back and in his 60s was doing insane stuff he did not do earlier in his career. He just decided, he said, to hell with it. This is my last run. I'm going to do everything that I never did before, right? And people were, like, telling Darby Allin, who's insane, like, hey, tell him to stop. He's like, he don't listen to me.
Was he old school Sting with colorful face paint, or
no? Here's the funny thing: he came out in the crow face paint, but his two sons, who are college football players, one came out as Sting with the red, white, and blue, and the surfer hair. It's the blonde hair surfer Sting, and the other one came out as red and black Wolfpack Sting. So yeah, it was pretty cool because when his one son came out first in the red, white, and blue. It's like, oh my God, he did it. I'm like, no, that's his kid.
Yeah. Marcus says, later family, good luck to Taylor County basketball. My brother, Coach Montrell Irvin. Todd says, May gonna fall to day 2. Deluxe says, it's gonna be May. It's gonna be May. That's gonna ride if he's our quarterback. I'm telling you, he does something good with the Justin Timberlake swag. Todd says, gonna be May Day when he falls to day 2.
Hey, Marcus, wait a minute. What's going on with Trail? Trail's a good friend of mine. We went to high school together.
He said he's coaching the basketball team.
Yeah, but what's good luck about it, though?
He's just saying good luck. I guess he's playing in a game. His team is playing a game.
His brother's the coach of the team.
He said good luck to Taylor County basketball team.
Oh, they must be going to state. I don't know. I don't know.
Or just that's his brother. Or
I got some crazy stuff to tell you. Marcus, hit me on Facebook, man. It's crazy.
Deluxe hitting you up there, Steve.
I can't believe you brought up the Bell and Steamboat. I'm telling you, that traumatized me as a child, man. And then Ricky the Dragon ends up stealing Queen Elizabeth away from Macho Man. And
man, you know how they always used to make Elizabeth away. Wasn't Ricky the Dragon Steamboat Hawaiian playing the Asian dude?
Yes, he was Hawaiian. It's close enough.
Man, rice is rice.
He didn't really play an Asian dude. He played a kind of.
Man, he clearly played or as my grandmother called him, Oriental.
He looked good enough. And
he looked like Quick Kick on G.I. Joe, man.
Yeah,
he did do a lot of martial arts shit, but no one. They didn't.
His name is Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, man.
It sold, man. It sold in the early '80s.
That's crazy.
Oh, Steamboat was part of Sting's last match too. So was Ric Flair. They both got their heads kicked in by the Young Bucks in the middle of the match. It was a total schmoz, but it was fun. But yeah, nice. Steamboat and Flair both took kicks to the head. It was pretty.
Wrestling.
Ric Flair, my favorite wrestler.
Wrestling in like 30 years. So
AEW is tons of fun because it's more geared towards like adults and people who really want.
I heard it's like WCW used to be.
No, it's better. It's
no way it's better than WCW.
Well, it depends. Are you talking about WCW '97?
I'm talking about WCW, NWO, Nitro, Hulk Hogan getting the finger point down, losing the belt, undefeated Goldberg at WCW days. Those days.
By the way, so Dev brought up Pert and Ernie earlier, and I just had to pull up one of my favorite memes of all time.
They're completely gay, by the way. I don't give a shit what anybody says.
But this is one of my favorite memes of all time.
They sleep in the same bedroom.
Ernie informs Bert who's going to give it to him. X going to give it to him. What? I listened to It Was Dark and Hell Is Hot album the other day, man. Still a banger.
You didn't give me love or give me death. Let my soul rest. Take my breath. If I can't fly, I'm going to die anyway. I'm going to live on because I'll be gone any day.
Good.
Deluxe bringing up Sharpshooter, Scorpion Deathlock, etc.
I used to get my little sister.
I told you my Sting's top 3 for me. Bret Hart is my number 1. My other guy in the top 3 is
Sharpshooter.
Randy Savage.
I like Randy Savage. I used to get my sister in that Scorpion Deathlock all the time.
I was a big DDP guy. Outside of Ricky, DDP
like DDP
I
like the WCW DDP, not the WWE.
He's a health trainer now. He's like a life coach.
Sober house shit.
He's like a life coach.
He does that. He created DDP yoga.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So he got paid from Jay-Z from using the rocker for wear thing.
The diamond
rocker pads on the Dave Chappelle.
All right, we're gonna close this one down. Dev, you got any shout outs before we?
Yeah, man. We
got more scammers trying to join Washington Football Addicts. Shabazz Ansari, Pintu Kumar, Mohbir Alam. Man.
And they all answer with like, obviously you're a bot.
This one says, I wish I could talk to other members. This one says, I already visited the group and I want to join you. Man, come on, guys. Yeah.
And it's funny because it's like I've probably declined at least 20 bots with the same answers.
Amir says DDP yoga works. I have a friend who's an instructor.
It does. Up. It really does.
Bam Bam Bigelow, bald head. Bam Bam.
He had a bald head. He had his head his whole head was a tattoo.
Fireball, a fire flame, a flame.
Man,
of fire.
one of my good friends is Hillbilly Jim's son-in-law, man. He's like one of my real good friends. I talk to him daily.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan?
Nah.
No, Hillbilly Jim.
Yeah.
Different one.
By the way, married to a black woman.
Good for him.
By the way, next weekend I will be going to Richmond and I will get an opportunity to meet Sting, which is like, that's cool for me. That's like really childhood hero level stuff.
I like Sting growing up.
Yeah. Outsiders, Razor's Edge, Road Warriors.
My shout out, my girl went to Orlando for a few days to do an IT conference on cybersecurity. She's a IT for a pretty famous liquor company, as we talked about. So shout out to her. She came back yesterday, flew in, and fixed me. I got off from work, man. She had my medicine rolled up, had steak and potato and everything ready.
Look at you.
Yeah, man. She was pretty
Treat yourself.
Man. So
Treat yourself. Shout out to my sister. Birthday was on March 4th, so shout out to you.
Shout out. You got a sister?
I got an older brother and a younger sister.
Is she Asian?
Very much so. Way more than I look. Way more.
I don't know how you could look more Asian than how you look now.
Yeah. She's like fresh off the boat, man.
You said that. I want everybody to know that Dev and Phil didn't say anything racist like that.
Hold up. I got to find one for you because everybody here is talking about WCW and all this other stuff. And I just have to, one more thing I got to share for y'all.
My favorite WCW moment was whenever Hulk Hogan came back and then Nash pushed him down and gave him the belt. That was fucking hilarious because it tricked everybody, man. When Hulk Hogan turned bad.
Oh no, I got a couple in here, but since everybody's talking, this is one that I gotta show because we all love this guy and we love his math, especially. Right there.
Oh shit, Scott Steiner. Fuck yeah. Nothing is finer than a Scott Steiner. What was that other one? Buff Bagwell. I liked him too, man. Him and his chick. He do that stupid ass dance when he come in.
Oh yeah.
Buff Bagwell.
He's buff and he's the stuff.
Yeah, I like Buff Bagwell, man. He did porn or something, didn't he? Didn't he quit and do porn or some shit?
By the way, check that out. I'm 6'1". I'm standing up. Nash is sitting down next to me.
He's what, 6'6"?
Nash is legitimate.
Right, he's like 7 foot or something.
Nash is legitimate 6'10", 6'11". He played college basketball at Tennessee.
Mm-hmm. He played LSU with Shaq.
Damn.
He played LSU with Shaq, right, Nash?
No, he played at Tennessee. He was in the SEC.
I thought with Shaq with LSU. Shaq.
No.
Oh, look it up, man. I swear I thought he played with Shaq.
Nash is older than Shaq.
Only reason I remember this because I remember playing Coach K basketball, dog. Hold on, I'm gonna see it. I could have sworn he played LSU. You're probably right. You know way more about that shit than I do. Hold on. I thought he played LSU. I'm not lying. With Shaq.
All right, last wrestling comment, and we're gonna close it down.
Played 85 games for University of Tennessee.
Bam. Oh, I thought he played Shaq.
Go.
77, 78, 79.
Back in the day.
He was a bench guy. He got about 15 minutes a game.
Still played though.
Yeah, I mean he had averaged 5 points and how many rebounds did he get a game?
Was he the one in the Magic Mike movies?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's definitely him.
Okay. He's very grayed out. He must have died.
That was the gayest thing I ever said. Yeah, that's definitely him. Like I don't know what
I just remember him talking about it. That's how I remember.
You watched it. Magic Mike was good, man.
I've never watched it.
Butt naked. The first one, you got to see Olivia Munn. First scene of the movie, butt naked. First scene, Olivia Munn.
Yeah, but Nash averaged 15 minutes a game, 5 points and 4 rebounds a game. Sweet. Solid dude off the bench. He was 6'10". He was a legitimate 6'10".
Magic Mike's good, by the way.
Yeah, good movie. All right, we're going to get out of here. We'll be back next Thursday as we make 1 week closer to the NFL draft. We'll have a whole week of free agency to talk about, see what happens, see who the Commanders sign, who our players sign elsewhere. So that'll probably be the talk of the town next week, though. So
I disagree with the statement, by the way.
Steiner was a flyer before Big Papa.
Oh, before he became Big Papa Pump, he was a super athlete.
Oh, I thought he was saying he was more fly.
Yeah. He was still jacked. He just wasn't like.
He used to wear dumbass ear things too. Remember that shit? Those head
the wrestling gear.
Oh, that was his brother that wore that.
Oh, was Scott Steiner and Rick Steiner? Yeah.
Scott Steiner.
That guy.
Rick Steiner.
Yeah,
he's on some school board in Georgia.
Really?
Damn.
Good for him, man.
Scott Steiner owns a Shoney's. In Georgia.
Shoney's breakfast buffet is undefeated, bro.
I can't disagree with that.
Yeah, undefeated.
It's funny, ever since we found that out, me and my boys call them ham cubes.
I don't eat buffets anymore because I understand.
Todd Samuel is a wrestling fan, so he's dropping all the names.
Oh, he just mentioned Gold Dust. Dustin Rhodes.
Oh, yeah, I love Gold Dust, bro. I'm not going to front to you. I like Gold Dust. I like Dustin Rhodes, the first black person to ever have a belt. Dusty Rhodes was black, man.
He can play ball too.
That's who I would draft. That's who I would draft. If they had a racial draft, man, I'm going Nonkey of the Year award. Definitely.
You see him play basketball?
Dustin Rhodes.
He can.
Dustin Rhodes.
He can hoop. Yeah.
Dustin Rhodes. Tough, dog.
All right, let's get on out of here.
You always had a fat girl on the side.
All right, we'll be back next week, next Thursday. Same bat time, same bat channel. Thank you for everyone tuning in.
Peace, motherfuckers.
Y'all are goated. All right, we out of here. As always, peace and hail. We out.